LXII, TMG.
Let's go
Sorry. Let's talk about better things. Let's talk about Warriors, man.
The favourites in the West.
Talk about Warriors play a different style of basketball to everyone else. It's not just
Their ball movement's crazy.
Not just pick and roll. You know, it's hard to play against them.
Unless the Lakers get it together, the Warriors are coming out the West. I've said this to Bear of my friends in Bear group chats. The Warriors are coming out the West unless the Lakers.
I disagree. I think another team will come out the West.
Like who? Clippers with Kawhi?
No, I like the Nuggets. I think the Nuggets have been close enough. I think the Nuggets present a lot of problems for the Warriors as well. In a 7-game series.
When's Jamal Murray back?
It's in March.
They need a fully fit Jamal Murray for me to insane.
I think 80%. I think the Nuggets are good. I discount the Jazz completely. I don't care. Jazz can do whatever they want.
The Jazz are a waste of a space in the postseason when they're there. Let's just put that.
They can do whatever they want, man.
They give Rudy Gobert the defensive player of the year, but he comes to the defensive.
Yeah, it doesn't care. He becomes the defensive liability.
It's not giving that
Forget about it. I think the Suns are good, obviously, but I think the Suns play the same way in the regular season as they do in the postseason. So I don't think they can maximize the push.
If the Suns had a prime Chris Paul, then we're talking.
Prime Chris Paul wouldn't get you knocked out the playoffs.
No, if that a prime Chris Paul with this team, then we're talking.
He gets you knocked out the playoffs.
No,
he makes dumb
I'm
decisions.
talking about that sort of stuff. But you had a prime Chris Paul, because obviously Chris Paul's on the hill. With Devin Booker coming up, because as Chris Paul played with a player that good.
There's some of the Suns are some of more than they're like collective.
And they have a good coach, Money Will.
Yeah, they're a collective. Like, it's not one player dominates.
They don't have that. Who's that Italian guy that just plays offense?
D'Antoni.
They don't have a D'Antoni that just plays one side of the ball. One way coach.
It's the Suns and the Warriors, really. I like the Nuggets as an outside pick. The West is weaker this year. It's a lot weaker.
With the Nuggets,
it is weaker. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a great point.
For the Nuggets to get through, it depends how good Jokic actually is. Because he's a mismatch in that match. In that matchup with the
And
Warriors.
how good is he? He's one of the greatest players.
No, but for him to get through, Jokic would have to play like a Dirk level, Hakeem level type of guy. But the thing is, he's a defensive liability. But Dirk was a defensive liability. He was able to get through it. So, you know what I mean?
So here's the thing, right? The Nuggets gave Porter a max contract. Was it max or no?
Max.
With
some...
Yeah.
Is he injured?
He's already injured.
Here's why I think they did that. I think they're looking to trade him. I think that's potentially an option for them to add another more ready to go star, like a Bradley Beal. That's the one I think. Now, if they get that, I think I'll believe it more. But I think they're one move away from it. And I'm telling you,
you said they're one move away.
One move away. They're not coming out.
How many teams are one move away then?
What do you mean?
Because obviously the trade deadline has not happened. Yeah. And obviously right now the Warriors are the best. How many teams do you think are one move away? Because if I was to say one move away, I think there's like 4 or 5 teams that are one move away.
Do you mean who else is one move away?
I think the Mavericks are one move away.
The Mavericks?
Yeah.
Name a player that could make him that.
If they can get the thing the Mavericks lack is they lack another ball handler. Ball handler.
Is that move Kristaps Porzingis leaving?
It could be. It could be, or just getting another wing. So you just need a wing. I think someone like Cam Reddish would be perfect for them.
So here's
why.
You
think Cam Reddish is good enough to fill the gap?
No, not to fill Porzingis. If they had Porzingis, they need another wing.
So here's why I disagree with that. And it's not because the Mavericks aren't a good team. 2 things. One, Kristaps is not it.
Yeah, we already.
Okay, good. I'm glad we're on that level playing field to begin with. So he's one move that needs to go. Plus a third player needs to come in. Tim Hardaway Jr. is a third option, not for me. So that's why I'm saying they're not one move away. They're 2. One, Kristaps plus 1.
You can move in the same move though.
Yeah, okay. If it's as long as 2 players come back, but that's 2 players.
I think we've seen in the postseason, which is different to the regular season. If you have 1 star, you just need. If you have 1.5 stars, you're fine.
Okay. To do what?
You're fine to get far. You can get far with 1.5 stars.
Find far to conference final.
You can get to conference final.
We're talking about getting out of the West.
Getting out of the West, then.
That's why I said.
Then you need.
This is why I'm saying they're more than one move away. What you said a couple teams. Who else?
I think. Okay, so one move away we got.
Nuggets.
You say you discount them out.
Sorry. Mavericks.
Yeah.
You said Mavericks. Nuggets.
You say Nuggets.
Yeah.
One move away. Who's? Trailblazers are more than one move away.
Exactly. Clippers
are one move away right now.
Clippers, if Kawhi has to come back.
I feel if fit Kawhi before they can compete. No, they're not.
But the reports are that Kawhi's not coming back.
So they're not one move away.
They need to fully fit Kawhi for me to take him seriously.
You know what? You might be right. There's not. The West is actually really weak.
It's a weak West this year.
So how many moves away the Lakers are? Just need to get right.
So hey, the Warriors are like 2 moves away now.
But the thing is, the Lakers will make those moves. The Lakers will make this. The first thing they need to do, stop playing Anthony Davis as a power forward and make him a center.
He doesn't want to.
He doesn't want to, but you know what? Like, it gets to a point where it's like, bro, do you want to win, or do you want to play in a position that you're happy playing? At the end of the day, like, I'm LeBron. I want you to win. I want us to win. You got to do what needs to be done. So we'll go back to this, but I think LeBron at this stage of his career doesn't care about coming out. Doesn't care about first, second, third seed. He believes 7-game series. If I'm fit, I can get through anyone. In the West.
It's a weak West. I think he's alright.
And I think
away days.
I think that's true until you play Golden State.
Wait, that if being fit is a very big if now.
No, but that's why I think the abdominal strain injury, a bit bogus.
Yeah, I think he's
I think there's a lot of bogus.
Load managing without load managing.
Yeah,
What was the injury last season? The ankle sprain.
The ankle was serious though. We saw that though.
What about the one before? Was it that groin? Was that bogus?
That was the two.
I mean, LeBron's been injured 2 of the 3 seasons he's been there.
Hey, that's why he's trying to manage his body. He's managing his body.
He's becoming more of a human. He's becoming more of a human. But let me just make the point on Golden State Warriors before we go. So they have the best defense in the league, and it's worrying when that is their best asset. Like, people think the Warriors, Splash Brothers, and space the floor. People are talking about Clay coming back, and if he's 80, I don't even think they need Clay to come out the West. That is the scariest thing for me. And
Hey, I think
did you see what they did to Brooklyn?
Do you know the way the
regular season?
But do you know the thing about the Warriors though? Because the Warriors play basketball that's unlike any. It's not pick and roll. It's not pick and roll heavy. It takes you a couple games to get used to it. But I think once you get used to it, you can beat this team.
Remember as well,
you can beat
had
this
a
team.
favourable fixture list.
Yeah,
no, and I agree with that. But that's why I'm not even really concerned. The big game for me was the Brooklyn game.
Okay.
The Brooklyn game, and they held KD to his worst performance in this year. MVP candidate KD was shooting underneath 35%.
KD
at home in Barclays. I know, like, look, just regular competitive ego, right? I know KD wanted to be the Warriors. There's no way. So when you say regular
season,
season,
the likes he was doing on Twitter.
exactly. Come on, like
he did, but I feel in the playoffs, I can trust KD a whole lot more than I can trust Steph Curry.
Okay.
So what we see from Steph Curry right now?
I see Jamal might knock out Steph Curry. To be fair,
there you go. We see Steph Curry right now. I don't know if we'll still see the same level of Steph Curry in the playoffs. Also as well, Jordan Poole and Toscano and Gary Payne II and all the other guys.
And you know what?
Are they going to be playing to the same level? I can trust
you
Iguodala if he's fit.
You took my bait, and I'm glad you said that.
I can trust Draymond Green, but can I trust those other guys?
Iguodala is something how old.
If he's fit, those other guys.
So here's the thing I led with, right? Their best attribute is in their offense.
Yeah.
And in defense translates into the playoffs.
Yep.
Defense, great defense in the regular season translates to the playoffs. Great offense doesn't always translate to the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Great defense does, because you've got your sets, you've got your stuff, you've got your personnel, you've got your effort, and that effort definitely intensifies when you haven't got as much of a friendly whistle in the playoffs. So they've got the wing defense and just a team defense to win games. You don't need I don't think you need Curry to be dropping 50 points, 40 points. And this is why I said I don't think they even need Clay, but they will get Clay, which makes it even more of a.
They need Clay to get out the West.
To get out the West.
I mean, so not to win it. They need Clay to win it. If the Lakers do at least 89% of what they're supposed to do, they need Clay.
Here's the thing, right? I don't even think when they come out the West, they face Brooklyn. I don't even think they face Brooklyn. So to me,
who do you think they face?
Bruv, Brooklyn
Bucks.
with no, yeah. I love and you know,
Bucks.
Yeah. Not now. Don't get me wrong. The Bucks are struggling right now, and
I trust them on the Bucks right now. Unless the Brooklyn get Curry.
You know when
I like the Heat, man. I don't even know. I hate Butler with all my heart, but the Heat got championship equity. I don't know. And Lowry changes it a little. He's old though. They're old. That's the only thing that gets them.
If you're choosing the Heat, you should be choosing Chicago.
Chicago's Chicago going out first round. I'm telling you this now. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what happens. I see Chicago going first round.
If they face off against Atlanta Hawks, they could win that. That'll be close though. If they face off against 8th seed, depends what they're seeding it. They could get second round. But if they play the Heat are beating them.
Let me tell you this, Chicago, Chicago's like, to me, I see this Chicago like the Knicks last year. Because boy, I see when the bright lights get bright for them, man. Especially DeMar. I know what he does in the bright moments. He is the biggest crumbler of in basketball.
Against LeBron.
And you know what?
Hey, against pressure.
You're both right. You're both right. But you know, first of all, the best offensive player in Chicago is
LaVine. Yeah.
There we go.
And what's LaVine won? LaVine been putting up numbers.
And you know, you're right. But the thing is, right. And again, this is the theme of the way I look at basketball. Is defense, bro. It's defense. That Lonzo Caruso, DeMar, who they got center?
Vucevic is the center though.
Yeah.
But they got some. I feel like wow, guys.
But hey,
and
the Bulls all start. It starts and ends with Lonzo and Caruso. If one of them on the defensive end, because they are on the ball defenders, they're long, they're getting the alleyway. I believe these guys haven't faced. Do you know the hardest thing to handle? It's prosperity for a young person. We're used to handling failure because that's what we expect. We expect to fail. We expect to say the story of coming back. Oh yeah, but when you prosper, people don't know how to handle it. That's when you start doing things outside of what you normally do. You go out to the club, you start getting lethargic, you start laughing, and that's when you
more girls are saying hello.
Yeah. You think the Bulls ain't prospered in how long? How are they gonna handle this?
Just that more girls are just there available in your hotel room.
Yeah,
you're just there.
I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you, you need to buy these box stock right now whilst it's low.
Hey, I've kept my box stock.
I don't mind.
I think Giannis
is the best player in the world.
I think Giannis is the second best player in the world. He'll maybe prove the first best player by the end of the season.
I'm glad. And I think the way it goes, the guys that can influence series, Giannis, KD, and after that, it's a drop off. He might say Steph. The way LeBron is getting old. He's falling out of that. He's not influencing the series as much. So it's only really two decision makers. I want to put Embiid there, but they can never trust this man.
I think I put Harden before I put Embiid.
Huh?
I'm
not putting Harden. Harden can never be on my list.
Not this season.
I put Jokic above Harden.
From what I've seen in the playoffs, Harden's been a better player performer than Embiid.
Here's the thing, right? We've got these new defensive rules, right? Mm-hmm. We haven't seen that in the playoffs yet. This is hard in the regular season. In that playoffs, assuming the rules are applied equally.
Well, the rules might be
I think it might help. But don't you think it will help Harden if he's getting used to the rules?
If he does, but is he? He hasn't been getting used to it.
He went to the line 20 times yesterday.
12 games so far. Or maybe 14 now.
You're starting to get used to it. So this is why it might help Harden. If you're officiating the game the same way in the regular season as you are in the post, they're used to it. Now you can manipulate it to the way you know how to do it. Because what normally happens to Harden is that obviously he goes to the postseason, he doesn't get to the line as much. He starts implementing his rhythm. Obviously you need to see the ball go in a couple times to get him flow. But we've seen that constantly. He doesn't need to change the way he plays. He can just consistently keep it. The issue with Harden though is that as a playoff performer, he doesn't do enough for me in the playoffs.
But the thing with him, last season he was injured. Before he's always had to be the main guy. Now he has KD to carry him when he needs to be carried.
It's two different types of offenses though.
Yeah, but let me learn. He has KD to carry when he needs to be carried, and if they get carried, it'll be even easier. But say they don't get carried back, he has guys that can take the pressure off him. At Houston, the pressure's been on him. Mm-hmm. KD is that ultimate. He's like the great eraser, like Teddy Atlas says. Give KD the ball shot. He goes in most of the time.
You're right.
Now he has that guy. You're going to take a lot of attention away from Harden. It's a lot harder to double team Harden when you have guys like KD. Of course, Joe Harris doesn't really make shots in the playoffs. Hopefully, he can make it this season. They lost Sham, a good shot maker. But there's less pressure on Harden to do what was needed to be done before.
You're right, but the Warriors have already shown the league the blueprint to beat the Nets. Stop KD. And that's easier said than done. But the thing about the Nets is that they don't have defense. They don't have defense. And look, offense sells tickets, defense wins championships. The old age adage is true of every season, really.
Pretty much any sport.
Exactly. So if you can't defend, and I don't care how great you are, if your team can't defend.
But here's the question: why don't people give defense the credibility it deserves?
Because it's not sexy.
It's true.
Defense isn't sexy. Defense. You think Jordan got his Jordan brand off of defense?
He's selling shirts. That's a defender. Do you know how many guys are great defenders? Some great defenders don't even touch the court.
Do you remember when Shaq tried to start his own trainers line? Like, who's trying to buy Shaq, bro?
Who's trying to buy big man shoes? Big man don't sell shoes.
Okay, to finish in the basketball, let's go with the premise you're going with.
Yeah.
Bucks and Warriors finals.
Bucks win.
What's happening?
Bucks win.
Can Golden State build a wall to stop Giannis? Or can they slow him down?
So here's the thing, right?
Because I believe, what's his name? Drew Holiday is going to take his pound of flesh out of Steph.
So here's the thing, right? That's when to have a chance to win that, you need Clay to be back and up and running to begin with. But here's the thing, right? The most important player for the Warriors in that series, guess.
Draymond Green.
There we go. So it's
And why explain to the audience?
For Draymond is the defensive anchor of the Warriors, and I don't just mean like in the paint. Despite being an undersized center when he does play that, it's more so the leadership and rotation. He's like he's like a defensive manager on the court, and at that point, you need to have. You need to have someone who can take Giannis somewhat and slow him down, but you also need to call switches, to call off-ball defense at that level. And Draymond is elite at that. That's why he's in the league. That's why he's got his contract. He ain't got his contract for offense, and he can somewhat run an offense. That is the Warriors' best chance of winning. But
you think Draymond will guard Giannis?
He has to. He has to.
He won't guard. I don't think.
He has to.
When you say guard, I think he will marshal and control. They'll play a kind of zone.
You'll see Iguodala get starter minutes. You see Iguodala get started, and that's enough.
He's old though.
Yeah, but the thing is, he's not going to play.
Do you know?
Body's interesting because Giannis will wear guys out.
You know Gary Payton.
Yeah.
He's as a defender is elite, bro. Guys don't talk about it.
What do you think? He got it from his daddy.
He's an elite defender, yeah. And he would probably play a factor in that series as like guarding maybe Drew Holiday or Middleton.
And this is what I mean about the Warriors. Look, and if you go on any media outlet, they're talking about Steph Curry scored 50. Steph Curry 9 3-pointers for more than whatever. And I'm like, yeah, that's great. But the only thing that wins anything for them is their defense. Their defense is.
Hey, do you know so man? We didn't even mention Wiggins. This whole
brother, yeah,
he's another body to throw. Yeah,
exactly, and this is what I mean. Like, the basketball purists will be looking at this and thinking, yeah, it's great. Their offensive style is phenomenal, and it is. But, basketball general observers, but casuals, that's the word. But basketball purists will be looking at their defense, and it's the only player that you hunt out in the Warriors is Steph, right? But he's actually become smarter at avoiding the hunt. You know what I mean? Like when his man is going to set a pick, he switches before the pick is set.
Jordan Poole, can he defend?
Start again?
Well, Jordan Poole.
Hey, but you better defend or you
he's
won't
not bad. He's not bad. I know some people take digs in, but he's not bad. But at the end of the day, the Warriors' success is team defense. Yeah. It's efficient team defense.
Hey, I heard Kaminga can on-ball defend, boy. He can on-ball defend. They're high on him.
I wouldn't mind that finals. Giannis.
I would love that finals, man.
Okay, if Steph was to win that.
I'm not talking about Steph no more.
Does he make the top? He will need the MVP.
He's top 20. He's already a top 20.
He make top 10 if he wins that. He will need the finals MVP for me.
If he wins that.
Top 10.
If he wins that, right?
Hey, you got some people telling me he's really better than Magic as a point guard.
Whoever tells you that.
Bet people tell me that.
Okay,
he's not been a point guard like that.
Let's just pause to answer that, because that is insane. Whoever says that doesn't understand the sport of basketball. It just doesn't. First of all, I know Steph Curry plays as a point guard, but they're point guards who are really shooting guards in a point guard spot, and that is who Steph Curry is. When you talk about Magic,
the Warriors system is the point guard, actually, to be honest.
That is
probably the point guard.
No, they don't. But they don't really have ball handlers. They just have initiators of offense. Like, they don't have like, oh, I'm a god man. I'm gonna dictate the game.
Have you heard people say that?
No one said that to me.
I haven't heard it. I heard people say he's more influential.
I've heard a lot of people say they'll take Steph over Magic.
Let me tell you this. Steph Curry is the most influential basketball player ever.
He's changed the game, yeah. He's changed the game. And that's what you mean, and that's what they're trying to say. Then
he's the most influential.
They told me 5-5, Steph over Magic.
No way.
They told me that.
Hey, let's move on to boxing. I don't want to.
Just before we go, right? So here's the thing, right? When you say things like that, you say that off of what you're seeing right now. But if we both had a 5-on-5 and we could draft 5 players from history of the game, right? People will draft Steph Curry, right? But when you actually have when you actually play the game and have those 5 players playing, you want Magic over Steph, and I'm telling you this.
Well, Magic's backing him.
Bro, Magic will. The game is the game has changed, and I get this, the 3-point line, and 3s are more than 2s and all of this. But when you actually have 5 superstar all-time greats on the court, that's not the game you see. That's not the same game you see. Like, Like, yes, Steph will make threes, but Magic takes him to the post every time. So
But then you come to this old age argument. The three's more than the two, though.
Yeah, but he has to keep consistently hit those threes, and you think he's going to be able
yeah,
to
but he doesn't have to hit as many the highest.
Okay, here's the thing. Man-on-man defense, 5-on-5, right? And Steph versus Magic.
But you're not gonna, you wouldn't use, you would change that matchup.
No,
you would definitely
if
change
this
it.
is 5 best players of all time, who's Steph gonna guard?
Yeah, there we go.
You're gonna guard the weakest offensive player on the up.
Yeah, but
Who's that gonna be?
Oh, you might play zone. I don't know.
You want to guard Tim Duncan or something
If I
like
got
that?
Steph, I'm not gonna play
You
man.
want to play zone with 5 or 10 of the best of the all-time greats.
Who's
Yeah,
gonna guard? He's gonna guard Kobe,
Bear in
LeBron,
mind,
MJ, who?
MJ's on the court. LeBron's on the court. Like,
Shaq,
Unfortunately, Steph is the smallest player on the court in this
Akeem.
game.
You gonna guard?
Yeah.
honestly, if this was an actual game, they may treat Steph like teams were treating Ben Simmons last year, and not because Steph is a bad player. It's just that at this level, everyone's a bucket.
Okay.
Everyone's
You're
a
saying that
bucket.
they'll treat Steph. You're saying they're gonna get Steph open. Eventually.
No. As in, they'll hunt him out.
Okay,
As in,
okay.
like
You don't hunt Ben Simmons. You hunt Trae Young.
you hunt Ben Simmons by giving him the ball. You hunt him on
Oh,
their
offensive.
offense.
Offensively.
This is what I mean.
Okay. I was about to say because if you hunt Steph offensively, you're getting cooked.
The point I'm trying to make to clarify is that you hunt him as the weakest person on that team, and it's not because he's a bad basketball player, but he's probably going to be the only one-way basketball player. And this is what I mean when people say Magic over Steph. What you're really saying is you want the shooting guard in point guard in that flowing game.
Steph
but
over Magic. That's what I'm saying.
yeah, my bad. Yeah, when you're saying Steph over Magic, you want your shooting guard, the best shooter of all time, playing point guard. But in a game of the greats, that's not the game you see. The game you're watching every evening, the highlights you see, that's not what you're gonna see in that quality.
Like I said, if people don't watch film, stuff before their time, they don't want to hear about. They don't watch
Steph,
it.
right,
Hence
man.
why
I'm not gonna say Magic is better than Steph. I'm just saying that
He's better
the
than
impact and the gravity that Steph does
Magic
on a
is
basketball court.
Magic.
No. The
He's a
gravity. No.
Magic is a better basketball player.
You're not gonna let me land.
He's more impactful. Magic is better than Steph.
Okay, cool.
Carry on.
Land.
The gravity of what Steph does, it completely changes an offense. I'm not gonna say in a 5-on-5 the best game
You're
ever.
right.
Obviously, Magic, obviously, great. But
You're
the
right.
gravity of what Steph does, no one has ever done it before.
And you're right, but let me just add to that. Yeah, you're 100% right. If you put on 2K, you draft 5. We both get to drive your best 5.
I'm not drafting Steph.
There you go.
There we go. But would you draft Magic?
I would probably
I
draft.
think that he answered the
I would
question.
draft. Yeah, obviously, if it's about 5 best,
I mean,
obviously I'm not.
Steph influenced the game, blah blah blah. But Magic, games, he controls. What was the name of his offense?
Showtime.
Showtime. The pace they were going at.
How about the
Have you
Warriors?
watched?
Have you Warriors won more games than any?
Yeah, whatever. But they didn't win the chip. Have you seen his passing highlights?
Yeah.
Magic is the.
I've seen Steph's dribbling.
He's the illustration of threading an eye through a needle.
Have you seen Steph's dribbling?
That's fine, but people will be locking down. But Magic's passing is just unreal. People say LeBron's a great passer. Magic's on at least 2-3 levels.
Some people say that LeBron is just as good.
No.
That's I'm a big Bron fan, but that's
no.
not true. But just we skipped the
Lucas-
question. We
Lucas
skipped the
better than
question, right? So Warriors Bucks, right? Steph wins, yeah. What does that do for his legacy? Yeah, let me tell you one thing. It puts him above KD. It puts him a bit, and I know people don't want to.
It does though.
It does put him above KD. Now,
Without finals MVP.
Hey, but why can't we? Why can't?
he will win Finals MVP, but
Why don't we? But the thing is, yeah, all of this is just sorting out because we don't talk enough about Steph last season. Last season, Steph, he got knocked out by Ja Morant. Yeah,
Okay,
we need to talk about him. He didn't even get his team to the playoffs. We don't even knock him for that.
but
We don't even knock him for that.
But here's the thing, though, right? Well, who is he playing with? Like,
No, I've seen guys with lesser. Kobe got his team to the playoffs with less. Luka got his team to the playoffs with less. A lot of people got to their teams to the playoffs with less.
You're right, but
Jokic is winning with less.
Jokic is not winning with less.
No, we went to the playoffs with less.
He didn't go to the playoffs with less. Come on.
When Jamal went down, who did he have?
MPJ, Aaron Gordon,
MPJ, Beasley.
He had Steph had Wiggins. He had Draymond.
Okay, so here's the
Yeah,
thing.
Paul.
Here's the thing, right? And look, I don't want to jump to different topics, but just to say this, you make valid points. But the Warriors last season, they weren't playing to play in the playoffs. What they were doing is teaching the players how to play like the Warriors.
So you're saying
and this is why you see the Warriors now.
Okay.
And that's the whole thing. So that knock, I hear it, but it's like
purpose.
it's like bad taste in medicine to get well next year, and that's the point. But yeah, next, if Steph wins, he's definitely above KD. If Steph wins,
even without Finals MVP,
he has to win Finals MVP.
Okay.
For me, but I would entertain the argument with Val. But here's the thing: if Steph wins, he's definitely clear of KD, and that's, I think that shows that.